Taurus. This is your monthly love reading. I've shuffled your deck, pulled your cards. I've got some cards for your ex or old love and some cards for new love. Let's get into your spread. So it looks like some of you could even be starting this month off as being newly single because you're in the Nine of Wands in the reverse energy. So giving up on something, right? Kind of getting to this place of like, what I want isn't going to happen where I am. How can I move away from what I've been working on? As far as your previous person with your Two of Swords in reverse, it's almost like you're seeing that there isn't a whole lot that you can do here. And I think that's happening through some discussions that it feels like you're having this month, right? There's an energy of you having some kind of difficult talks, perhaps with a previous partner or the partner that you're with. It seems like there's this really weird, how do I say it? It's like, I want you, I want to work this out with you, but also I am who I am, so deal with it kind of energy. And I feel like for you, that's just so frustrating that you're not into it, right? It's like you're willing to bend, you're willing to work on things, you're willing to change parts of yourself, right? If a partner says like, hey, I don't like when you do this thing, whereas it seems like whoever this is, you're coming to the realization that the only thing that's left for you to do that you haven't done is to leave this alone, okay? And that's because whoever you're dealing with is so stubborn that they're not willing to bend. They're not willing to either follow through on what they're saying. This person could have a tendency of like saying one thing and doing another, or they just get outright like really stubborn and they're like, take it or leave it. This is me, take it or leave it, right? And it's getting to the point with you where whoever this past person is, whether you're dealing with them or not, currently dealing with them, you're starting to realize that there's just not a whole lot here for you. And so I feel like you're a little bit more geared to finding something new, someone new, right? You could be going through this breakup or have gone through this breakup in the past few months, I would say. And so maybe you didn't publicize the fact that you were single is kind of what this looks like to me. Now you're deciding that it's time, right? It's time to do something else. It's time to move on from this really stagnant, stubborn energy. And it's like, as soon as you let people know, hey, I'm available, you start getting messages. You know, I don't know if you post something on social media, if you change your relationship status, or if you're suddenly just like, yes, like I'm telling everybody, because you're no longer waiting for this person to get it together. And I'm seeing quite a few people reaching out to you. It looks like there's at least one person that you could see yourself exploring with, right? Trying to see who they are, what they're talking about. And so that's a little bit exciting. I think you're a little concerned about bringing baggage into something new. I'm definitely seeing that. And I think that's because up until just recently, you were very focused on trying to get this stubborn energy, right, to kind of bend or to work with you. As far as your opportunity this month, you have Temperance in the reverse, and that's the only major arcana outside of the Tower and the Chariot. Could be moving away from a Sagittarius this month. Could be moving away from a Cancer this month or deciding not to reconcile with a Cancer. But what this is looking like is you have an opportunity to realize, you know, what is it that you need? Because clearly you weren't getting it from this previous person. You can assess with this new person, like you're almost being told before you talk to them, kind of take a minute and figure out like, what is a deal breaker for you, right? Because I see a lot of bending in this previous situation, and you're being given an opportunity to do something new, but you still have kind of this residual energy of like, I don't want to say doing too much, but maybe like ignoring things that could become a problem later. So take a little bit of time. You know, it's good that you're single, it's good that you're dating and you're letting people know. Take a little bit of time and figure out kind of what you're not willing to give next time around, or like at what point are you going to call it, so that going into it, you know, right? Instead of with this situation where it feels like you kind of let it go, and then it didn't work out, and it's like, okay, now what, right? You can get clear about that now. Like, at what point am I going to nip it in the bud when it feels like it's not moving, or it's getting weird, or this person is reminding me of situations that I was in with this past partner, right? Your obstacle is the 5 of Swords. So, I guess what I would say about that is, like, this old person, they're not your responsibility anymore, right? Because there's kind of this energy of you feeling bad about living your life this month because you're getting a lot of attention and you want to go out and have fun. And that's not your problem, right? If this person wanted to hang out with you and do all this fun stuff with you, they would have done it. And so now them having to see you live your life, that's on them, right? You don't need to be responsible for that. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is you almost feeling like you need to mute your fun or dim your shine because of this previous person. It's possible that they have like anger issues, mental health issues. That's not your responsibility. It doesn't look like you're with them. They need to figure that out for themselves, right? So just be mindful of considering this previous person, like, oh, they're going to be upset. It doesn't matter. Like, you've been upset for how long and it didn't matter, right? If you're not with this person anymore, you don't owe them anything. As far as something that you should consider, 10 of Swords in the reverse. So just make sure before you get into anything very serious that you've taken some time for yourself to heal from this previous relationship, because I am still seeing some baggage, right? And that's totally normal if you're with somebody and they did kind of a number on you. But your advice is to keep moving, right? You have Ace of Pentacles. So there's something really cool that's actually coming in for you, somebody that you could very possibly start a relationship with. And they're very interested in you. They want to hear what you have to say. So if you get clear about what you want to talk about, where your boundaries are, this person will be very receptive to that if you're willing to explore this. And the advice actually is to do so. There seems to be some fear here around moving on. It could be that you're worried how this person will react. It's almost like they're very codependent on you, or they're just a codependent person, or they can't be alone. They can't make decisions for themselves. I'm seeing a lot of problems that they haven't dealt with. And so you might feel emotionally responsible for the last partner. Like they're going to implode on themselves if they see you live your life. But this new person, I mean, they seem healthy. They seem receptive. I would take a chance on this because that's actually what you're being advised to do. Be mindful of getting into like super fear mode and expecting the worst. I think this previous partner kind of conditioned you to do that, right? To have to feel like, what if my needs don't get met? It's time to reframe that thinking, right? Because whether somebody gives you what you want or what you deserve, you're right. You can't control that. But what you can control is how long do you stay in a situation that's unfulfilling. You get what I'm saying? So you do have power. You do have control. Something about this previous situation made you feel like you had no control. And so you could be apprehensive to start something new with someone else. But just remember, you do have control, right? It's really about your perception. How much power are you giving away when it comes to partners? And that's what I was saying with this Temperance reverse. Get clear about at what point do you walk away, so that you can affirm that to yourself before you start something new, right? That kind of gives you some stability, some security within yourself, so that you feel like even if you don't know this new person very well, you can trust yourself to know what's right. You get what I'm saying? All right, so you got Forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Bottom of your deck, Twin Flames, your passion ignites. So it's very possible that this new person coming into your life could be a twin. It is possible that perhaps you're moving away from your twin and you're having to heal and forgive yourself for the time that you spent kind of in this situation that feels like a brick wall or a dead end, right? All right, Taurus, this is too soon, but in the meantime, you take very good care of yourselves. Bye.